What's good, YouTube land? The Word Collector here. Today, we're taking a look at some Dragon Ball Z figures. Starting with me moving my camera around, but we're also starting with Super Saiyan Vegeta from the Dragon Stars series, which is interesting, to say the least. So here's the box. I do like it. All the lettering is in silver, like the obviously Super Saiyan Vegeta, blah 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 blah. You got the Dragon Ball Super logo up there. Dragon Star series, just continuation of the same Dragon Ball Super. You're seeing right into a soul, but yeah, Dragon Ball Super. And weirdly specific, a picture of Super Saiyan Vegeta on the side. That's basically on the side of every single one of these, is this exact same picture of Super Saiyan Vegeta. Series 2, obviously Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza. And if you watched my haul video, you know it's just Goku is the other one I got. And their big thing is you collect them all and build Shenron. So you got Super Saiyan Goku, got Lord Beerus, a regular Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Frieza, and Goku. So basically they want you to buy the same character, just slightly different a couple times. On the bottom, nothing really. You get the Bandai and the Toei Animation logos right there, along with Funimation. So shout out to Funimation. And that's basically it. Very simple packaging. But let's get this king in Prince's armor out of his box and see how well these guys stack up as action figures. Oops. So here's Vegeta. Open up and have his packaging. Very simple, but he actually feels very good for the small amount of time I played with him. Accessories, you get this piece of Shenron, which you can see the connection style. And you get this set of hands. We'll talk about those in a bit. This Vegeta is a lot better than other figures of this scale that I've played with. Specifically, this guy. He's a tad taller. Well, he's barely taller if you count Vegeta's hair, but they're basically the same articulation style. And this guy is honestly infinitely more solid. But let's take a look at Vegeta. It's definitely Super Saiyan. You could probably say this is like Cell Saga Vegeta, because, well, we'll give it a little bit of backstory, because Vegeta's worn this setup of clothes and armor ever since he came back to Earth after the Frieza Saga. It's just he didn't become Super Saiyan until the Cell Saga. Like around that time was when, like, right at the beginning, right before all the shit kicked off. But he did in Dragon Ball Super eventually go back to wearing the blue, because at the start of Dragon Ball Super, Bulma gave him a set of gray spandex and armor with like a weird symbol that he wore for most of that until like I think the end of the Goku Black saga or somewhere around there where he went back to his blue. Because Vegeta loves his blue. Dabba-dee, dabba-die. Taking a look at the sculpt, everything looks right. Like, okay, this is the only kind series where the muscular look works because, you know, in Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z, everyone's completely ripped somehow. So, like, for a Power Ranger, it doesn't really work because they're wearing, you know, weird. It's not spandex, but it's totally spandex. While Vegeta wears spandex, but it is actually this form-fitting. Looking at the armor, paint apps look nice. Like, nothing's missed out on, but they're not the most clean applications. Like, they could use a little bit more paint here. And it kind of feels weird how, like, the neck kind of just looks weird to me. But that is what he wore, or / wears. I do really like the fading, like the darker tones they've mixed into the, because I think it's normally like monotone blue in the show, but it just gives it a bit more depth putting in the dark blue with the bright ass blue. And obviously you've got white gloves and a little bit of yellow on his boots. So the main thing is articulation. How does he do? Well, he actually does pretty well. His head is on a ball joint. You can get a full 360. You can get tiny amounts of waggle. You can get a little bit of up and down. My biggest complaint, honestly, is the face. Like, it looks good. Like, everything's accurate. But is Vegeta known for being calm? I don't think so. It's just such a generic facial expression that it just weirds me out. Because it doesn't fit for somebody as hyper-masculine and aggressive as Vegeta. You know, the Prince of all Saiyans, goddammit. Over 9,000. How many articulation points does he have? Over 9,000! Yeah, it's just, why couldn't you make him, like, angry or screaming? He just looks like, He just looks like me when I'm out walking normally. Just shoulders give good range, full 360. They can go out about that far before you bang into the armor. You can go that far forwards. You do have a double elbow, which is always nice, and a little bit of revealed joint in there. Another possibly big issue are the wrists. So you do have this this style joint, which is just a cut in the middle, and it does rotate. But my biggest thing with the hands is to pop them out to swap, you literally have to yank as hard as you can, and that is a very tiny peg. I really don't think that with repeated use these things will hold up very long. Waist is actually pretty floppy. Like, I don't think the joint is loose. It's just weirdly placed, because you get a full waist swivel, and you do get this nice ovular motion. So I'm pretty sure it's a ball joint. It's just immediately grabbing him. I don't like the sensation of being able to shake him like that. But it still feels like it might be a strong joint. I hope. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to rip him in half. Hips do the old figure arts thing where they have a pull out to kick farther. So it's they're on this weird mechanism, like they're interconnected inside, but if you just do it here, you basically, well, you get that much range out of his hips. All this complication for that much outward and not really much forward. You kind of have to twist it at the thigh swivel so you can just see the joint. I believe it looks like a ball joint. Not sure if it works like a ball joint, but yeah, his legs just kind of go wacky places. Like, hello my honey, hello my darling, hello my buxom gal. It doesn't really work, but you get the idea. I'm trying. You do have a thigh swivel, as I mentioned. A little bit hampered, but you can get full rotation. Double jointed knee, very nice, very smooth bend. Looks very natural, except for his kneecap is floating in limbo. Why is he off here? I don't know. How well can he do a rider kick? He can actually do a really good rider kick. That's always my test for toys, is like articulation toys like this. Like, that is a pretty good rider kick. I'm not sure if Vegeta used anything more than, well, basic kicks, but, you know. Nobody ever said Dragon Ball Z was... like, oh, did I even mention he had a bicep swivel? I don't know. But he has a bicep swivel. Yeah, I don't think Dragon Ball Z was much for teaching people martial arts. It was just, hey, let's watch some, like, grossly inaccurate and muscled up meatheads fighting and getting stronger by screaming. And your last joint is a ball joint at the ankle, which I always hate ball jointed ankles, because if they're thin, they're going to break easily. But you do get full swivel and a little bit of up and down, even a little bit of, not really much, you can't really use it, but you do get a bit of, oh god, down goes Vegeta. Calm down, Prince. Need you for a final shot. But yeah, we can swap out these hands for one of his, you can recreate one of his signature attacks. See, this is an issue with with wrist joints. It's very hard to actually get the hands on. But if we peg it in properly, and you put his hands at, well, okay, they kind of look like groping hands, I'll be honest. They do look a bit gropey. But if you get them properly situated, you can somewhat recreate his final flash attack, which you can't really see because white on white just doesn't work. It blends in, but yeah, you can kind of see he's going for like a final flash! But yeah, that's basically everything for Vegeta. He's a pretty good figure. Like, he's not quite as articulated as Figure Arts, but he's also probably a better toy in you actually want to play with this guy more than you want to play with the Figure Arts. And plus, he's quite a bit cheaper. Like, for this amount of posability for $30, I definitely think it's worth it. And I kind of want to build Shenron. I want to see how that turns out. Plus, I find this weird that I barely have any Dragon Ball Z toys. I have I have two Pop Vinyls, one of Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and Final Form Frieza. And that blind box one that I did a long time ago, that's over there. I'm much more of a Vegeta than I am a Goku. At least I like to think so. But thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. And I can't do instantaneous transmission or instantaneous motion. I can't do instant transmission, but I can fade out. So, till next time, keep it weird.